little bit more about patience, because I feel like many times we don't take inventory in life because we're lacking patience. We're lacking patience. We're purse poor. Ha. When it comes to patience, we learn the word of the day is purse proud when you got a lot of money. I've heard people use the term purse poor, and now I really know the meaning behind it. When it comes to patience, many times we don't have it. And a lot of times we don't have it simply because we don't have patience with other people because we don't have it with ourselves. But what we have to understand is that we serve a patient God. If he was not patient, trust me, none of us would be here to even be talking about it. That's something I want you to keep in mind. When you look at patience, it requires us to slow down. And that was one of the things I said that I wanted us to discuss today, because we live in a world where everything is getting quicker. We want a faster internet speed. We want the cars to move faster. We want the microwave to heat the food faster. We want this to happen faster and that to happen faster. But the truth of the matter is there are certain things in life that you just can't speed up. Let's look at pregnancy. A baby needs 9 months to grow, to develop fully. Can a baby survive at 5, 6, 7 months? Yes. But their chances of survival drop drastically anytime they don't have enough time to do what they need to do. Anytime they don't have enough time to grow. This is how we have to look at our lives. And another thing, I'm going to just stick on pregnancy right now. I'm going to shout out my little sis listening in because she's expecting right now. And so this is very real. When we think about patience and you think about taking inventory, because, I try to tie these segments together. They all go together. This is about practical living, guys. When you hear me talking about these things, I want you to think anything that personally drops in your spirit about your life or something going on around you, it's happening like that for a reason. It's happening like that because it's supposed to happen like that, because I am talking about this to help you work on that particular situation in your life. When we think about patience, patience is defined as the quality of being patient as the bearing of provocation, annoyance, misfortune, or pain without complaint, loss of temper, irritation, or the lack. So in other words, all hell is still breaking loose around you, but when you're patient, you have a good attitude while you're going through that hell. That's just simply put. That's pretty much what patience is. So if the patient person is standing in line next to the impatient person and they both have to wait the same amount of time, one person, it was just fine. The other person, oh my gosh, they just need to hurry up. Either way it goes, it's going to take you the same amount of time to get there. Okay? So when we think about, that's how I think about patience. Now let's get back to, after you take inventory on things, you're going to have to be patient. So if you find out you're pregnant, you took inventory, you looked at what's going on. Now, okay, you're pregnant, you're having a baby. Does the baby pop up right then? No. Can you tell that you're pregnant initially? Most times not. It usually takes a couple months before you can even tell somebody's expecting. It's a lot going on the surface, but there's nothing really going on externally to show the work that's going on the surface. I hope you're following me. So you go through this pregnancy and now you're growing. And for many of us, you start this early stage. I had no plans on talking about pregnancy, y'all. I don't know why I do notes. I never follow them. But you go through this pregnancy, and usually at the beginning, you've taken this inventory. Usually at the beginning, it's tough. Pregnancy is really tough at the beginning for a lot of people. That's the time a lot of people go experience the difficulties. People go through that morning sickness, nausea, all kinds of different symptoms and things of that nature. But as you go through that process, it usually gets better. Not all the time, but most times it gets better. Then you get through like a euphoric period. But boy, when you get in that third trimester and you get about 7.5, 8 months pregnant, you need to take inventory again. Because a lot of times your mind is not prepared for what your body is going through. And it can get frustrating. It can be annoying. It can be painful. And you have to bear that. It can bring about misfortune. Maybe you are swelling. Maybe you're wearing mismatched shoes to work because you can't see your feet in the morning. You get to work and you have on 2 different pairs of shoes. I think that happened to me one time. And we have to be patient with ourselves, because these are the types of things that come along with life when we're taking inventory and when we're going through things. And if you want the baby, you're going to have to go through all of these things, and it requires patience. Why am I telling you patience? Why am I telling you to slow down? Because everybody is going to deal with the annoyance and the misfortune and the pain and the complaints and all of that stuff. But are you going to do it with the right attitude? Are you going to do it with the right attitude? Too many times we're going through things and we don't have the right attitude, so we're trying to rush through them. Oh, I hate him. I'm done in this relationship. I just want a divorce. See, we talk about pregnancy. Too many times we want to abort. Too many times we want to abort. It's too hard. I'm too uncomfortable. I can't. I don't want to do this. Let's just cut it off right now. I'm just done. I don't want to go through this process. Because it looks like that's easier. And it's not. It's tough to be patient. Anybody can wait, but everybody can't wait with a good attitude. It's tough to suppress your annoyance and your restlessness when you're confronted with a delay, especially when you want to move forward. You've done what you needed to do. You're trying to get your life together. Why do you have to wait on this person? Why do you have to do things this way? It is because this is the lot that you have in life, and you've taken your inventory. Now it's time for you to put things into perspective and do what needs to be done. And you can't rush through that. You're going to have to take your time. It's just like with people. I used to work with a doctor who his clinics were his clinic. When you hear people say clinic, it's just when the doctors are seeing patients, because he was a surgeon. So he didn't always see patients. Many times he was in surgery. So his clinic would last forever. The other doctors would be at lunch and back from lunch, and he's still seeing patients. But he was patient with him because he took time with them, because he knew what they were dealing with required him to take his time and assess the situation and answer the questions and dig a little deeper. And he would have to go and do research to find out about things these people were asking about. But it was all because he was committed to being the best doctor he could be. And he was committed to seeing healing. And that is something you can't rush. So maybe right now you're in an uncomfortable situation. Maybe right now things taking place in your life are frustrating. But these things came to force you to take inventory, not to abort, not to get irritated, not to quit, not to run away. They came for you to put in order what's important. You need to prioritize your life. And it requires patience to do that. The problem with many of us, we're rushing and we're moving so fast because we have priorities at the top of our list that need to be at the bottom. Circumstances. We're trying to live up to a certain image in a certain way because we want people to think certain things about us. But the truth of the matter is we're trying to convince ourselves these things about ourselves. I want you to be patient. And as you hear me talking about being patient, I don't want you to think about being patient when it just comes to like your children and your husband or your significant other or your employees or your employer, your coworkers. I want you to start to be patient with yourself. And then I want you to tell me about how much trouble you had with that. Because you're going to have to, I love me. I take care of me. I get my hair done and my nails done. Yeah, you do a lot of surface things. What state is your heart in right now? Oh, you pretty now, but you mean as a rattlesnake. Come on. Yeah, you handsome, but you purse proud and you real conceited. What good is that going to do you when you need to be loved? What good is that going to do? Man, listen. This has been Heart Talk with your heart coach, Adelai Brown, right here on KineticHighFi.com. I'm going to let y'all sit on that. And in the meantime, when we're talking about being patient with ourselves, Could you be loved? Think about it. Don't just let them, don't just vibe to the music. Think about it. Could you be? Will you take inventory? Will you make room for that love? Will you make room for that peace? Most of all, will you make room for that patience, that grace for yourself? Y'all know how I go. I'm on one. We'll be back with more. Let's get it going. Could you be loved right here? Make sure you pre-order your copy. TheHeartConnections.com. Help save me from my broken heart. We'll be back with news you can use in our midday mix at 12. Heart Connections. Kai Hi Fi. I love y'all.
I thought maybe if you can.